Oh, look at that.
Where are we today? Well, I'm going to tell you. We're in one of my favorite places on the Delta, Lake Citronelle in Citronelle, Alabama. It's early spring. I have brought a couple of new rigs that I want to try out, both photography rig and a fishing rig. And I just love this lake, so I wanted to come on out here. And who knows? Maybe we'll hook us a big one.
This is really my first time fishing this side of the lake. I'm usually out over on the other side where you see those piers. That's where the primitive camping is, which is what I like to do. Pitch a tent, start a little campfire, and each one of them has their own little pier to itself. And I believe it is that one right across there where I caught my personal best largemouth bass, 7 pounds 9 ounces. From what I understand, this lake is chock full of lonkers like that. It sure would be nice to put another one on here, because I can see some bass from time to time moving through all this grass out here, and they're, you know, they're in that pre-spawn ritual. They're looking to fatten up. So there's so much grass here. What I did was I switched to a grass hook, put a little Yum crawdad on here. Let's see what we can do. Got no weight on here, because clearly I don't need it. I think this Yum is called a yaw craw bug. You see this little roped off area here. This is a little private little swim beach for the people in the campground up here. And I can see another one of these bass sliding through. I saw one earlier. It looked to be 2 pounds or better. Certainly wouldn't mind getting that. Got it with me. I might as well use this one, see what we can do. That's a bass right there. 52. Hook him on here, I'll be in a world of hurt. What I am is covered with grass. Where's the cloud cover come from all of a sudden? First cast with brand new rig here at Citronelle Lake. Wow, that's got some distance to it. Yeah, someone's following it there, something little. I saw a little bass here as I was walking up, getting set up. So let's talk about this new combo. This is Quantum, which is Zebco's upper end. It's pretty good stuff. You know, it's not super high-end stuff, but it's not bad. Definitely good for the money. We are on the dam of Citronelle Lake. As you can see, right that way is the spillway where it goes out. But we're going to do something I've been wanting to do since the first time I visited here. We're going to cross the street to this little swamp over here. I've been wanting to fish this. Nice little waterfall, can you hear it? I don't know how much of this is accessible, but we're going to fish what we can get to. Alright. We're going to stay ultra light because I don't know what, if anything, is in here. Oh, I'm sure there's something in here. Well, I can see some fish right down there. Could be a bluegill, could be a bass. And they've looked at this, so I may have to change colors. We'll see. Oh. Thought that was something there, and it was. It was a tree limb. Isn't this beautiful? See something looking at it. Didn't want to hit it. It's like a bluegill and a little bass down there. Definitely a little bass right in that area. So a few times I know they've looked at this, so if they look at it and they're not hitting it, you have to change that color on it. Just killed my first horsefly this season. Man, just look at all that pollen on top of the water. That's what all that yellow stuff is, pollen. Coming down to the Delta, bring you Clarendon. Breaking out the Corrado for the first time this year. That is called a Plopper 2. It is made by H2O, which was kind of like Academy's house brand. So it is a cheap knockoff. My favorite kind. First backlash of the year. Okay, so I mentioned I had two pieces of new gear. The other one was electronic or camera-esque. Since I started Delta Safari, I've been using budget action cameras. One called Alpen and another brand called Wolfang. And I have upgraded to a GoPro Hero 10. And right now I am running the Wolfang and the GoPro. GoPro is on my head, the wolf thing's on my chest. I'm letting you see the difference. I think it is noticeable, don't you? The GoPro 10, from what I have learned, was probably the apex of GoPro's output. They're very innovative. The images they have are better than most cameras. The stabilization, the bells and whistles, all of those have been better than like the Alpine, the Wolffangs, and the more budget-friendly cameras. As you would expect, you get what you pay for. But the GoPros have had a really bad reputation since day one for overheating and locking up and just being incredibly undependable. And I have run into that with some of the other action cams. This is my third Wolfang. The first one probably ran me about 150 bucks, and I absolutely loved it. It worked really well. The stabilization was really good. And I was walking across the bridge and bumped it, and it squirted out of its holder and into the lake, never to be seen again. So I got one that wasn't quite as expensive, and it did not work from day one. So I left the company that sold it to me a negative review on Amazon. Oh, look at that. Holy shnikes. Running my mouth and missed a hit. Be cool to compare that on two different cameras, won't it? Let's see if we can get back into that. Yeah, I'm distracted from the fish. Back to camera talk. So the second Wolfang, like I said, was terrible. I left a negative review, got a refund on it, and the company sent me an email saying that they would send me a new camera if I just removed my review. So I did, and they did send me a new camera, and it's the one that I'm using now, and it's okay. And I think new, this is probably a $50 camera, so shouldn't expect too much. But it's got a similar issue to the second one in that sometimes the screen just doesn't want to work. Other than that, camera works fine. Pictures are fine. Stabilization, for a $50 camera is fine. But there's that whole, sometimes you just got to turn it on, hit record, and hope that everything's working. Well, so far, this GoPro 10 has really been good. Now, it drinks batteries, but man, it's got some features on it that drink the battery that I just love, and one of them is the voice commands to turn it on and off. That has been extremely helpful. You won't really see it in the videos, but oh no, that's bad. Oh no, that's really bad. Well, I got 30-pound braid on here. That's gonna be a minute coming this way. I like the fact that the GoPro can actually be clamped, this one's on the hat mount, without having to use one of those big waterproofing boxes. The cheap ones you cannot do that with. Man, I want y'all to look at this mat of grass I just caught. Holy cow. Somebody should let Mother Nature know that leave no trace goes both ways. The GoPro 10, the reason I chose it is because they're far enough along now, I think GoPro 14, that the price has come down on the 10 to where it's actually affordable. It is, I think I got this one for around $300 or $350. A couple years ago it would have been $1,000 or more, which is just ridiculous for a camera that is going to lock up on you like half the time that it's over 80 degrees. And I live on the Gulf Coast where it's almost always over 80 degrees. But the 10 was the most reliable, and as soon as they hit that, oh, this is kind of reliable thing, starting with the 11, they started building them so they weren't reliable again. And that is the knock that everyone has on GoPro, because they've never really addressed how unreliable their cameras are. We'll just keep giving them new bells and whistles and leave this thing in it that never works right, so that every time we come out with a new model, they'll buy it hoping we fix that one thing that's most aggravating about it. And of course they didn't. This GoPro 10's also got something in addition to image stabilization that anybody that's watched any of my hiking videos is absolutely going to love. And that it is got a horizontal lock on it, which means if I slap this thing on and it's crooked, as you have all seen many times in my videos, and I just go on with life pretending that I'm into Dutch angles, it'll actually fix that. And I greatly appreciate that. Okay, I have switched my chest phone again. This is now the Alpen. This is the one that I've had the longest and used the most. And of course, it's still the GoPro on top. As you can see, we are starting to lose sunlight. So, what's up, duck? So I'm just going to try a few more things out here. I really want to catch something on my new Quantum. So I've rigged it for bait. And I got a little bait I'm going to throw on there, and then I'm going to keep throwing the flopper. There goes a duck right there, by the way. Well, I don't know who startled who most, him or me. Something just broke right there. Okay. Let's get this bait thrown out, and then we'll chunk some bass stuff too. All right. Hey buddy, what's up? The heck you say? What was that, buddy?
Well, as you can see, the sun is starting to fall behind the trees there. It's getting a little dark. That means the panfish will stop biting soon and the mosquitoes will start. In fact, I think the mosquitoes have already started. But got a good chance out here today to try one of my new fishing combos out, the new Quantum, and I got to play with the GoPro and let y'all see some compare and contrast on how all that looks. But less sun, more skeeters means it's time for this old man to hit the road.
Last one to click like and subscribe is a cat lover.
Recommend this perfect little stand of woods here. I just love that. Just beautiful.